everyone, Sarah here with your 3 poses. For today it is quadriceps. These grumpy little muscles here, this group of 4 particular muscles on the tops of the thighs. So for you cyclists and you runners that have a lot of issues with quads, listen up, coming at ya. To begin, for today's practice, you'll want 1 block. That can also be a big pillow, and a strap, which can also be a belt or the strap around your bathrobe or something like that. I'd start with a little bit of attention to the breath. Take a moment just to sit comfortably in whatever way that is. It might have something underneath your tush to just relinquish that weight from your hips. Try to establish a relationship with your sits bones. Relax your shoulders back. Close your eyes and breathe. Just start by noticing the breath in through your nose. And out through your nose. Maybe your breath is really deep today, really easy to tap into. Or maybe it's kind of short, like little sips. Just take a moment to acknowledge where you are, location-wise, presently, physically, and where you are in your heart, emotionally, and lastly, where you are in your mind. Take as many breaths as you need. Pause it if you need to. So you feel like your breath is even and full-bodied. Because the quads can get really tight. So today we will need our breath. And on your exhale, when you're ready to join me, come up onto all fours. Starting with the low lunge, draw your right foot forward. So your right heel is directly underneath your right knee. Then you're going to take, you might need a block already for this, you're going to take both palms onto the inside of your right foot, and then toe, heel, your right foot, you can see here, toe, heel, your right foot to the outside edge of your mat. Keep your heel on the mat, and then take your toes at an angle, like a little diagonal line. So you may, I have seen people use a chair for assistance, the side of a couch for assistance, 2 blocks underneath your palms, or nothing at all. Find your edge, find that Goldilocks moment here to begin. You'll already start to get a front of the hip flexor stretch, for sure. And then from here, again, using whatever tools or modifications you need to, take your left palm and ground it underneath your left shoulder. And you're going to bend your left knee. Now, depending on how you feel in the quad already, you may just want to stay here, pulling in your hamstring, that's the back of the leg, and just feeling the stretch on the top. What I would like to have you do, if possible, is take your strap, make a little loop, and lasso your foot. So you're going to take a nice juicy twist out to the side, lasso your foot. You may have to start from the bottom, come all the way out of it, and lasso the foot to begin, and then maybe place your strap to the side, but then you're going to take your strap over your shoulder like a little backpack. I know, breathe. You can let your big toe mound on your right foot come up and your knee fall out to the side, which makes this a big juicy hip opener. If you do not have a strap, you can use a t-shirt, you can use a towel. Breathe, 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 breathe. The full expression of this pose is to grab the foot, but I generally think you tend to back out of the pose the more you try to obtain that foot. So if you don't, like literally have nothing you can use as a strap, then grab your foot. I really feel like the strap though is the best to get into the quad. Breathe, 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 breathe. Stay here as long as you can stand, at least 5 breaths, if not 10 or 15. And when you're ready, let your lasso foot go. Draw that right knee back to the center. And then gently, right like that. Ha ha ha. Feel the difference? Maybe sit back. Just give yourself a moment. Feel that whole difference on the left side. And then switching it up. Taking the left heel to your low lunge. So this is what I meant by starting with your foot lassoed. So you may just have to kind of step into your strap. Take it on a diagonal line, and then you're gonna grab it over here. And then left foot forward. May not be an easy, graceful, pretty process, but it feels good, right? The benefits outweigh the process. So left big toe comes off the mat, toe heels off the mat. And then you can come down to your forearms. If you're feeling crazy, you can stay on your block. You can ground that right palm. You can put your block to the side. Breathe for a few minutes into the front of that hip flexor. And then when you're ready, lasso foot comes up. So this is what I meant earlier about the knee coming up to the side. You probably couldn't have seen it. With the big toe mound can come up and the knee can fall out to the side for a juicy hip opener. And the left side, and then pulling that backpack strap. You don't have to use your teeth. Remember that you are in complete control here. You don't have to go any deeper than you don't want to. Also remember that you're spring loaded. So after you have done this pose for a little bit, your quad's gonna wanna go ka-twang. So take your time coming out of the pose. At least 5 breaths. If not 10 or 15. And then very slowly, drop that foot down, right foot down, left knee comes in, toe heel it forward, and then find your way out of there. Ooh. Feel those nice open thighs. Feel how that has relinquished a lot of pressure on your knees. In our short video about the IT band, we talked about how when the outside of the knee hurts or the IT band hurts, it's not the IT band, it's not that fascial tissue. It is all of the muscles getting tighter around it. It's the same with the majority of knee injuries in general. It's the tightness of the quadriceps that really weighs on the knees, the tightness of the hamstrings that can pull it in and out of place, tightness of your adductor muscle grouping. So this is so important to just stay a little bit supple. A little lithe to balance that strength with some suppleness. Grab your block. Our next pose is called Hero's Pose, and it's because when you get into it, you are a hero if you can. So we're gonna start with one leg. Let's go back to our right heel. So you're gonna unwind, right now you're sitting, kneeling, sitting your glutes onto your heels. You're gonna unwind your left leg long on the mat. Maybe you can sit your right heel on the outside of the thigh. Maybe you want to sit on your foot. Maybe you already think I'm crazy and you can't do any of that and you need to sit on a block. That's fine too. Whatever feels appropriate to really get into the front of that quadricep. So maybe you can take your fingertips back from here and you're going to sit on a block and it's just going to feel good. It's just going to feel like a nice deep juicy stretch. The full expression of this pose is both legs, all the way reclined, no blocks. So we're going to take a few breaths in the modified version here, and then I'll show you the full expression of the pose. And remember that that entire journey is open to you. Starting here, sitting on a block or a large pillow with just one leg at a time. That could be where you are today. And then tomorrow you could be in a completely different place. At least 5 breaths, if not 10 or 15. this is getting kind of wild or a little bit too much for your elbows, your arms, if you have some weakness in the shoulder or the bicep, you can also like chill on your couch, like on the back of your couch or something like that. Or on a chair. There are always ways to modify. Switching to the opposite side, inhale to come up. Maybe if you're on that block, it'll be pretty easy. Just swing that left foot around, extend the right leg. If you need to give your knee a minute to just kind of hang out and not be messed with, then feel free to do so. Walk our palms back. Just how you feel a sensation, just to where you've reached your edge. We want to dance on the edge. We don't want to fall over. Notice the differences. Be mindful of your shoulders trying to sneak up to the ear. Give yourself a little chest opening, a little press. It's fine if your knee comes up off the mat. You can probably see that my knee has come up off the mat. If you want, you can actively press down. You might get a deeper stretch. And then inhale, gently walk your palms forward, come up and off. Swing that left foot around, and then come off of your block. And I'll show you the full expression of your hero's pose. So you can do that one leg at a time and work your way up to both legs, or if you're working on an imbalance between the two sides, then I recommend staying longer on the side that is tighter and less time on the side that is more open. Full expression of the pose, because we're always working for balance, right? And equality in the body. Heels can come out to the sides, or in yin yoga, in our passive style, we teach where you can also have heels underneath the glutes. So whatever is just feeling best for your body. You can let the knees come apart a little bit. This is a deep internal rotation of the hip, so the femur bone is rotating in on itself. I like to take a block with this one. You do not have to do that. You can just come back. You can just find your edge and come back. This just adds a little bit of a heart opening aspect. Finding the sweet spot where none of your vertebrae feel crunched or put out of place. And then full expression of this pose, 5 to 10 breaths, all the way up. Quads and hip flexors. Feel it in the thigh. Be very mindful not to feel it in the knee. We're not trying to take the stress into the knee. We're trying to release any stress or tension on the joints by working in the musculature. Feel it in the quads, these 4 babies here. And then finding your own way. It can be kind of tricky to get out of this one. I like to take palms to my heels, draw the elbows in, press up halfway, and then go palm to palm. That's my easiest way. You can also just kind of roll out of there. Just be mindful of those knees. Swing around and come onto your glutes. So you may or may not want to do all of these particular poses in succession, but you can. That's available for you. If you just want to work on your quads, like some days when you're strength training, you have leg days, and other days you have upper body arm days, maybe today is quad day. So you're going to come back onto your forearms, or back onto your elbows. So you're slightly reclined here with your knees into the air. And then you're going to extend your left leg and take a mini twist, drawing your right knee across the body and over to the side. I like to lengthen my leg out all the way. This pose is called cat pulling its tail, and I'll show you why. So now we're kind of on the side body. You're going to reach your right palm, find your left foot. Found it. And then draw your thighs away from one another. So again, searching for the quad. You might want to draw the thighs a lot away from each other. You might want to draw your left heel really in towards your thigh, really in towards your hamstring. So if this isn't, if you're like, no, but I can't, can't quite get it, use a strap. This is also another great way to use your strap. Lasso that left foot. Extend, twist, pull it in. Move to whatever level feels comfortable. Now you can also take this left arm out and recline totally into cat pulling its own tail. So then you don't have any more stress in those shoulders. Couple breaths here. Big and full body. When your mind wanders, come back to that breath. If the sensations are too intense, I like to call them the scary S words. So if you feel any of those scary S words, like sharp, shooting, shearing, shocking, pain, anything like that, come out. The fellas, don't stay there. That doesn't sound good. Again, searching not for any sensation in the knee. You will get some, they're attached. But no pain, no stress. And when you recline all the way, you get a nice juicy twist in your spine. And then look up to come up. You can unwind. Come back to the center. Swing your hips. Yogi's choice. Now, since we reclined all the way, I'm going to come into this pose again from reclining. However, you can sit up and do the whole, come onto your elbow, the whole shebang if you like. So I know I'm going to be working on my right foot because I had my left foot last time. So I'm going to take my right foot and lasso it to begin. And then swing my hips a little bit, draw the left knee in and over to the side. Extend the leg long. Reach for my foot. Maybe I'm using my strap, maybe I'm not. And recline. For more sensation, draw the thighs away from one another. If you want to get really fancy here, you can also take your right fingertips and grab your left toes, which will get more into your left IT band, but since we're just, and the back of the hamstring, since we're just concentrating on the quads today, maybe just keep that intention and attention on the right thigh here. Last few breaths. Go ahead and let that foot go again. Remember, you're always spring-loaded when you're working on those quads and pulling them in towards the body. So just be really careful. Bend that left knee, draw it in, then both knees, swing your hips to the center. Give yourself a moment. Just to feel the benefits, just to feel that body therapy. And all the new blood rushing to the areas that we worked on. And then Yogi's choice, fall to your right or left sides. Give yourself a little press up. Find a comfortable seat. Big inhale and exhale. Thank you so much for joining me with our 3 poses for the quads. Namaste.